Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge Miami welcome to our former president, Mark Hollis.
To know nothing of the past is to understand little of the present and have no concept of the future. Do you get it? To know nothing of the past is to understand little of the present and have no concept of the future. Well, folks, changes are going to keep on coming. I can remember a district manager's meeting years ago, and Everett, bless his heart, Everett, we were talking about another change, kind of like you probably talked about here today, more changes. And Everett says, Mark, can't we take a time out? We just can't handle all the changes. I said, Everett, we cannot take a time out on change. If we do, competition is going to run all over us. And it's still that way today. Changes will keep on coming, and the winners are going to be those who can change most effectively and efficiently. And we have proven that we can do it. But you know what's more important than all the changes we've seen? And I've just listed a few of them. It's those things that will not change, that cannot change, that must not change. Things that have been a part of this company since 1930. And first of those, and you've heard it all morning, is customer service. We must focus on premier customer service. That has been Publix since the first day Mr. George opened his first store. And it's still true today, and it will still be true when our grandchildren are operating this company. Well, in closing, let me share a story that some of you may have heard before. It's a story that comes from East Tennessee. And it seems there was an old hermit that lived up in the hills close to this little town. And he had a reputation in the community of being the wise old hermit of the hills. Well, a group of kids got together one day and they decided, we're going to trick this old man. We're going to trap him. We're going to prove to our grandparents and our parents and all the community he's not nearly as wise as everybody thinks he is. And so one of the youngsters says, here's my plan. We're going to trap a bird, and we'll take the bird up to the old man's house. I'll hold it in my hand. And when the old man comes out on the porch, I'll ask him what it is I have in my hand. And if he says that it's a bird you have in your hand, I said, yes, old man. But is this bird alive or is this bird dead? Well, if he says the bird is alive, I'll squeeze the neck between my fingers and I'll open my hand and the bird will be dead. But if he says the bird is dead, I'll open my hands and he'll fly away alive. Oh, man, they had him. So they trapped a bird and they went up to the old man's cottage. The youngster was holding the bird in his hand. Somebody rapped on the door. He came out of the old cottage he lived in across the porch. He comes down the stairs where all the boys and girls had gathered around in anticipation of trapping this wise old hermit. And the youngster goes up to him and says, "Oh, wise old man, what is this I have in my hand?" He said, "Son, that's a bird you have in your hand." He said, "Yes, old man. But is this bird alive or is this bird dead?" The old hermit puts his hand on his shoulder and he says, "It is as you will it, my son, for the answer is in your hands." Folks, the future of Publix is in your hands. And I can't think of another place to leave it. Thank you very much.